Okay. Have the correct recording. And as always, we'll be in REPL. Link in chat. I'll show everyone one more time, even though I'm sure you probably already know if you're in this class. Go to the toolbar on the top left, click on Create, type in HTML, click on HTML CSS JS, and click Create REPL. And when you're on this page here, ready to code, you can put ready in chat. Oh, and one more thing, we're going to be in the script.js file. On the left here, there are 3 files. Here's our index, and then we'll be on script.js. The JS stands for JavaScript, and that will be where we will write our code for today's lesson. All right, let me make sure I have no one on the Facebook begging me to let them in because I used the wrong link again. All right, correct link this time. Okay. So, I believe it was a couple weeks ago where I showed you guys the idea of a do while loop, basically doing stuff like this. But today will be the formal lesson on everything having to do with looping. Basically, there are going to be many times where you want to run a particular section of code multiple times. There's almost no time in coding in a realistic environment where you won't be looping at some point. So let's say, for the very basic example, that we wanted to console.log hello world 5 times. We wanted to have 5 console.logs. We could surely just, console.log, paste it 5 times, and that would work. But especially if we wanted to say console.log 10 different things or do a lot of different code, we don't actually want to just paste it a bunch of times. Well, what we want to do instead is I'm put on line 2, I'm going to write while, W-H-I-L-E, while, I'm going to do left parenthesis, and then I'm going to leave this for a second because I'm going to just show you that a while loop is a lot like a if statement. It's a keyword and it will do stuff. And in the parentheses, I'm going to write I being the name of a variable that I'm going to make later in the future. I less than sign 20. I less than sign 20. I'm then going to go out of the parentheses, click space, and do left curly brace, and click enter. As you can see, this is just like a if statement, but it has while instead of the word if. And when you are done, you can put done in chat, or if you can go ahead and just copy your code like this, and then paste it in chat so I can check it. All right, everyone looking good.
Done.
Good job. Welcome, welcome. All right. And to the new person, we're currently on REPL as usual in the script.js. And what we're doing right now is using a while loop. We write it like this. It looks exactly like an if statement, but we put the word while, W-H-I-L-E, instead of the if. So we have while I less than 20. Now, just like an if statement, it is going to be checking if I is less than 20. And if it is, it will run the code in the curly braces. The only difference is that it will keep running it while I is less than 20. As long as this condition, the statement in the parentheses is true, like different words there, some programming lingo. We are not quite doing math. This is just basic math, like is a variable less than 20. And in fact, let me go ahead and create that variable real quick. We'll do on the line above the while loop, we'll go let I equals 0. Let space I equals 0. Just like that. Oh yeah, you don't need to be good at math for this. You just need to, it's like basic addition. Yeah. The fun thing about JavaScript is that this thing like a variable here, let I equal 0. In JavaScript, we think of it as a bucket, a place, a named bucket we can put numbers in or whatever we want into it. But a long time later, or I don't know how old you are, later in life, you will learn algebra, and then you will learn that variables are actually a very important thing in that, and they are the exact same thing. In fact, a lot of things in math are used in JavaScript, but they're hidden. They're not actually difficult because they're part of it. It's learning math to use math. All right. So we have the basic while loop here, and inside the curly braces, I will write console.log, parentheses, quotation marks here, console.log, and then hello world. Console.log hello world. I'll let everyone take a second here and catch up. I will also say do not click the run button. Do not do it. Because if you do, you will get what's called an infinite loop. You will be console.logging hello world while I is less than 20. And right now I is 0, so 0 is always less than 20. And we're not doing anything to change that.
POV, you didn't listen to the teacher and you accidentally pressed.
Nice thing about using console.log instead of something like alert is that I can press it right now. And let's see what happens. If you have bad internet, do not press it because it would take forever to run.
McDonald's Wi-Fi.
It seems to have just killed it, or maybe it's not running at all. I'm gonna refresh it. Oh, I can't do anything. Oh no. I was going to demonstrate how to get out of infinite loop. Normally, you can click the stop button, but I am completely dead. Okay, I'm gonna have to. Oh, there we go. Exit page. Okay. So let me just show you real quick how to not have an infinite loop.
It's very dangerous.
inside my while loop, I'll make a new line after the counselor.log, and I will write I space, and now I'm gonna write it's a particular thing. Oh shoot, my REPL refreshed. Oh no. Okay. This is a particular thing in JavaScript, and it is a way to be able to add something to a variable. For example, like let's say I set it equal to 1, like now I equals 1. Well, I is just going to equal 1, and it's just going to keep becoming 1, and it's never going to be greater than 20. I mean, I could make it 21, but then it only run one time. Instead, what I can do is I plus equals, so plus sign and then equal sign, I plus equals 1. What this will do is it will, whatever I is, it will just add 1 to I. So I starts at 0. Okay, while 0 is less than 20, counter.log hello world, add 1 to I. I is now 1. So the while loop will start back over. It will check is 1 less than 20. It is counter.log, add 1 to I. I is 2. 2 less than 20. Counter.log, add 1 to I. And it'll keep doing that till I is 19. Counter.log, add 1 to I. Is 20 less than 20? 20 is not less than 20, is equal to it. So the condition is false. And we stop the while loop. I will now run it to see if it works. Okay, maybe because of the earlier infinite loop, I am having some trouble with running it. Here, I'm going to copy my code and then refresh REPL. Yeah, I can't do anything. Okay, I'm just going to quit Chrome here and try again. Sorry about this. There's a reason you don't make an infinite loop. It will break your computer, it seems. On Zoom, I tend to have more problems with infinite loops. Oh. Did I? Oh, shoot.
Never press it again.
Okay, there we go. Looks like I'm quitting. Okay, there we go. And I will start it back up.
Never mind, I'm not pressing it.
All right, I'm gonna have to make a new REPL because the old one died. But okay. In my script, here is the code. Oh no, I have the old code. Okay, I'm gonna rewrite it. Let I equal 0. Council.log hello world I plus equals 1. I will run that. And as you see, in my console, I get hello world. I also get this number 20, which means in REPL, it hello world 20 times. It counts out logged hello world 20 times. Instead of just counting out logging or showing all of them, it just says you counted out logged 20 of these. And everyone can go ahead, copy down this code, and when you're done, paste it into the chat like so.
Teacher, can I actually use I++ instead?
Yes, you can. I will actually show I++ in a second, but if you already know it, go ahead and use it. Magic. This might be a copy and paste error, but I notice you don't have your right square bracket or curly brace here. Make sure to have that on. Sometimes REPL won't create it for you, so you'd have to actually come here and manually add that. There we go. All right. Good job, everyone. And yes, as someone said, I believe it was Finya, maybe, not sure. There is also actually an easier way to add one to something because programmers are very lazy, and there are many times where you just want to keep adding one to a number, like in a while loop. Because like if you want to, count the log something 20 times, you just want to keep adding one to I until I is less than 20. Or if not less than 20. So the easier way to add one to something is I plus plus. Just two pluses. You don't need to add this, but I would suggest going ahead and taking out your I plus equals 1 and putting an I plus plus here. But there are even more useful places where you would want a while loop. For example, let's go ahead and carefully here take out the console.log. And we'll go ahead and do something similar to last week, which is let we'll do name equals prompt, left parenthesis, quotation marks, and then we'll say, is your name Dave? We must all use Dave. You can also put your own name if you want. Question mark. And the goal of this will be to, when someone boots up your website, you ask them, is your name this name? They will either type yes or no. If they type yes, you want to let them look at your website. If they type no, you want to just keep asking, is your name Dave, until they type yes. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and after the name Dave, I don't believe anyone here is actually named Dave. If you'd like, you can use your own name, so you don't have to lie, but... Okay, so we have if your
The
name
website is too dumb. So I just type yes. Yeah, that's all.
Yes. Now we'll put in if left parenthesis name equals quotation marks Dave, or no, sorry, yes. And then outside of them, left curly braces. I'll explain this here. Basically, we're just doing if, and then the condition is just like the condition here, but it's just saying is the name, which we have saved from the answer that the user gives in the prompt, we have saved that answer to the variable name. So the answer from this prompt will be saved in the name variable, and then if the name equals yes, make sure to put two equal signs here, equals. Remember, if we have one equal sign, we are changing the variable, just like we do here. We use name equals prompt. If we were checking if something is equal to something, which seems, counterintuitive, but that's how it is. If names equals, and then we can't just put yes, because JavaScript would think, oh, you mean the variable yes? We need to put quotation marks around it so that JavaScript knows we mean the text yes, or in coding lingo, the string yes. All right, and what we want to do is, I just realized that there's a way easier way to do this. And instead of having you guys write out the more difficult way, I am sorry, I'm going to have to change some of the code and make it the easier way. I'm going to delete the if statement. I'm going to grab this name, copy it, delete it, and put it outside the while loop. Right, that you would. Oh no, this would just use a Trying to think of the best way to do this here. That wouldn't be too complicated. Okay, Sorry, give me one moment. I didn't plan this out as much as I thought I did. Okay, we'll go ahead and do just like I did here. We have this part here, and inside the while loop, we'll have the condition name equals quotation marks yes. Basically the exact same thing. We're just using the while loop as the if statement, basically. We can take out these pluses here. We can take out the if statements. I should have just had you guys like make a new while loop. And if you want, you can just do that. But here it is. This is the correct code to use.
What happens if you press the run button?
Right now, nothing happens because we don't have anything in the while loop. But that's something we'll get to.
We aren't gonna French fry our PC, right?
Yes, the goal is to not kill us, basically.
Okay. If you kill my PC, you give me money.
Sure. Okay. And now we'll go ahead and inside the while loop, we'll do name equals, and then we'll do a different prompt. Prompt, left parenthesis, quotation marks, and then we'll do, are you sure? Okay, you know what? We just want to exclude people who are named Dave. Because that is actually the code I've written here, so that's what we're going with. We do not want anyone named Dave on our website. We know this one guy named Dave. We do not want him on here. So while you give yes to the answer, we'll just give you another prompt saying, are you sure? I'll go ahead and let everyone write this down. I know I did not do that in the best way, but notice, okay? Here I'm creating a variable called name. I'm setting it equal to the response given from the prompt. And then here I'm saying, okay, is the prompt equal to yes? Are you named Dave? If so, change the name of the variable to the answer given from this prompt, the are you sure prompt. And it would just keep doing that, changing the name equal to the new prompt, changing the name variable to the text that the user keeps giving, as long as what the user gives is the text yes. I'll give everyone a chance to write that down. You can go ahead and when you're done, paste the code in chat. And before anyone runs it though, let me run it first to see if it works. Okay, I get a prompt here. Can anyone see the prompt box? A little box comes up. I know
No.
some. Okay. Trust me, it exists. When you click run, it will come up. But if I type in no, it goes away. All right, everyone looking good. Finya and Pat, you can go ahead and click the run button. It should work. You basically will get a prompt, and if you type in yes, you get a new prompt, and if you keep typing in yes, you keep getting that same prompt until you type in anything else. All right, boss, you got it. And any questions on this stuff? I know I was a little confusing there. If anyone has any questions, you can go ahead and put it in chat or unmute. And Magic, you look good, so you it shouldn't fry your computer if you run it. All right. Now, I have a bit of a quiz for you. I usually wouldn't give this to yes. I'm unsure if I should give this question to you because it's a little open-ended, but think for a second, how would I make this do the opposite? How right now it says is your name Dave, and if you type yes, it will keep asking you, right? Basically, you do not want your name to be Dave. How would you make it so that if you don't type in yes, or if your name is not Dave, then it will keep asking you? Basically, how would you make this code do the opposite of what it's doing now? If anyone has any thoughts, you can go ahead and put in chat or unmute.
I'm gonna shoot at my PC.
Not a bad answer. Okay, it's fine if no one has any ideas. It's just oh, there we go. And Finya's got a good answer. Basically what Finya's done, if you see in chat here, is she's using a different notation. That's a fancy word for a different thing to do, I guess. Basically, instead of saying equal equals, you can take out one of the equals or take out the left equal sign and put in an exclamation point. and that says if name is not equal to yes. While name is not equal to yes, then you keep saying, are you sure? And this would produce the opposite effect of what we're going for right now. But to show you just like the open-endedness of the question and like the kind of thinking you have to do as a programmer is that you can also write, is your name not Dave? This will give the same user experience. It will say, is your name not Dave? Yes, are you sure? It still does the same thing as changing the code, but it may arguably be easier. Basically, I'm going to be giving various questions like this every now and then of just thinking of different ways to reach an end goal using either code you know or just rearranging the code you have. All right. Let me see here. Okay, any questions about while loops before I move on? All right. I'm going to give some quizzes then. I'm going to write some code that is either wrong or is dangerous, and you tell me what mistake I made. Okay. Let's do let I equals 0 while I is greater than 20. Or no, sorry. I is less than 20. That is not the mistake in the code. That is my personal mistake. Shoot. Console.log as def I equals 1. What is the mistake in my code? Everyone can give their guesses in chat or unmute.
Is it an infinite loop?
It is, that's correct. And why is it an infinite loop?
Because
I-
you show it in like the first the class, like
Because I is equal to what?
I'm not sure exactly what magic meant there, but yes, that is the correct answer. I is equal to 1. I am not changing I, or I'm not incrementing I. Fancy word for I'm not adding 1 to I every time. I am just changing I to 1, and that is it. Each time the while loop runs, I will change I to 1 again. And usually, I is already 1, it would just keep being 1, and it would never be less than 20. Good job. Let me try a couple more of these here. Okay. I meant you show it at the start of the class. I did show it at the start of the class. This idea here. Oh yeah, I think I also said like this is wrong. Yeah. Okay. I'll write something very similar to what I just wrote earlier. Do let name equals prompt. Again, you don't need to write this down. I'm just doing some quizzing here. While name is not equal to hello. So you want people to say hello back. We'll do name equals, or no, there we go. Sorry here, I am taking a second to write this down. Basically, the website will tell you hello, and then it will keep asking you what until you say hello back. And what is wrong with this code? Oh yeah, someone's annotating it. I had someone on Discord tell me to fix annotation, and I still did not fix annotation. But this is fine because there's only a small amount of people. But yes, so underlining it, that is the wrong part. Now, if you wouldn't mind, Magic, what exactly is wrong about it?
So you have to have like 2 instead of like 3.
Yes. More specifically, I have to have only one
1
equal
equal.
sign. Yeah. Um, Basically, it usually is equal equals, but when you're doing not equal equals, you just take out one and give the exclamation point. And I do have one. It's not a big error, but it is an error. And in fact, if I run it, I should. I'm not gonna get an error. Looks like shoot. I have to type in hello. Oh no. I have. Oh yeah, it is a big error. So do not run the code. Like if you did type it down, do not run the code. I'm currently in an infinite loop. So someone tell me why. This code right here has given me an infinite loop. I can type in
I
hello, doesn't work,
I
or anything
think
else
like
doesn't work.
on like while this one this one.
Um, I don't believe there's a problem here. All it's saying is name is not equal to, and then the string hello. And I know you guys can't see it, unfortunately. But I can put in like the like what, and I click okay, and what is not equal to hello, so it should stop, but it is not stopping.
The second let will make a new scope. So basically there are different variables, right?
Yes.
So the name from the beginning with the while loop refers to is a different name than the name you declared inside the loop.
Yes, there we go. Or more specifically, or maybe in a more basic level, I am creating two variables here. I have used let name and I have used let name again. I only wanted to change the variable, but I instead created a new one. And this is especially dangerous when inside a while loop because, as someone said here, I have effectively created a whole new variable that isn't this original name. So always make sure if you're changing a variable, do not use let, only when you're creating a new one.
To avoid that, you can run JavaScript in strict mode, right?
Yeah, I believe it depends. Yeah, I think you can on like your when you're bringing it in. It's not done by default on REPL, but I believe when you bring it in, you can change it. But yes, I am now going to have to find a way. Oh, there we go. I just had to quit Chrome. And now I am back.
Press run again. Teacher Quinn, why don't you just like download Replit into your like PC or something?
Good question. I think because most people here, or at least a good amount of people, are on iPad and stuff, so they can't actually download anything. So I'm just using the browser version.
I'm lazy, so it's just like, no, I'm just gonna
Mhm.
download it.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead here. And I think that's probably good in quizzing. Let's go ahead, because this is the more advanced class, and show you guys for loops. A for loop is the exact same thing as a while loop. Oh shoot, you know what? I'm not sure I'm gonna have enough time here. Let me check my schedule real quick, because I know I need to stop early. Nope. Okay, time zones are kind of messing with my brain here. Yeah, I should be fine. Okay. We should have time. Basically, there is a entirely different way of writing while loops. Instead of having to write like this, let I equal 0 while I less than 20, whatever. I'm getting good at writing this quickly. Okay, there we go. That is the basic while loop. Ignore that I wrote help there. I don't need help. That is the basic while loop, and that is the while loop you be writing a lot. Now, there's actually a much easier way to write the same while loop. It is called a for loop. It is an entirely different kind of loop, and it is used for when you want to write a while loop quickly, basically. There's some advantages of writing a while loop over a for loop, but for most cases, you just want to write a for loop. Here's how you do it. You write for, just like while, but it's the same keyword, just for, F-O-R, left parenthesis, let I equal 0. Notice how we are actually creating a variable inside here. That is because a for loop's job is to make it easier to write a while loop, so we're going to write it all on one line. Let I equal 0. We're then going to write semicolon, space, I is less than 20. Semicolon, space, I plus plus. No more semicolons. We're just going to go out and write left curly brace. Make sure you have the right curly brace, and inside them click enter. Just like a while loop, just like a for loop. And we see here, we have all aspects of the for loop. There's all in one line. We have the creating the variable. We have the condition, I is less than 20. And we have the incrementation, is the fancy word, or basically how much you add to I each run. And then in the for loop, I'll console.log hello world. And if I run this, I get 20 helps and 20 hello worlds. You do not need to write the while loop, just write the for loop here, and when you're done, copy it and paste it into chat, or say you're done, and I can show your code.
Should I run it now?
If you can, paste it in chat to make sure you're not going to get an infinite loop. But if you can't, then just go ahead. It should work. All right, boss, Pat, look good, look good.
It works.
Good job. And yeah, it actually does the exact same thing as a for loop. The main reason you want to use it is because it's quicker. Not in code, like it's gonna run at the same speed. It's just quicker to write out. As a programmer for a long time now, in writing JavaScript, you tend to write loops a lot, and in fact, you write like a lot of loops within loops, and you can write. There's times where I've written like 4 different loops that are all in different loops and stuff. It gets confusing, and it would be even more confusing if I had to write 3 different lines of code every single time I made a loop. But here I can write them all in one neat line. We games looking good. I don't believe you disconnected. I think I just stopped talking for a bit. I'm thinking about adding like some kind of music. Oh no, your internet just went out. Okay. Oh, Magic. I noticed you have let I -0 instead of equal 0. That probably won't give you an infinite loop. It just give you like an error. But make sure you do I = 0. You're actually just creating a variable here. You're doing all the steps. In fact, when I highlight them, you can see on REPL, it shows I have the exact same code up here on the while loop in green. It's just all on one line. Okay, Magic, I gotta know, who is Benson the Duck? I feel like I know my culture, but I don't know that.
Do you know who a YouTuber named Tubbo?
Yes.
Tubbo, the British guy.
Yeah. The Dream SP guy?
Yeah, you know him, right?
Yeah.
He's friends with a lamp.
Uh-huh.
A lamp, like a duck lamp.
Okay.
Like he named the lamp Benson.
Okay. I haven't I didn't know that particular part, but yeah, it sounds like Tubbo. Thank you for letting me know. I haven't really been up to date on the Dream SMP stuff or the people. All right. Okay. We'll go ahead there, and class will end very soon, but I will do as I did for the while loop and write some code that is wrong. I'll go ahead here. I'll come down. Oh, Finja. Yep, looks good. Good job. I'm going to write. We'll try to do the same thing as the initial while loop. We'll do let name equals, and then prompt, and we'll do is this a cool website? You're asking them if it's a cool website before they can actually see the website. And we'll do for. We'll do this is actually a very interesting thing that I just realized where a while loop would actually be far better here. But I'll still try to do it. Let's do let name equals prompt. You know what? I was gonna write some wrong code there, but that would just be way too complicated looking code to be able to debug nicely. Okay. Let me write this in a bit of a different way. Inside here, I'll do let name equals prompt. Is this a cool website? And then I'll do name equals name not equal to yes. And then, oh yeah, okay. This is a time where, unbeknownst to me, you basically cannot use a for loop. This is a great example of the difference between the two. In a while loop, you have a lot of control over what you can do. In a for loop, you can only do the three things. As long as your code, matches the three things, you're setting a variable, you're seeing if a condition is true, and you are incrementing the variable in some way every time, then you can use a for loop. For example, most cases. But in a case we've been using this class, a for loop does not work because, one, that is not a good looking variable. Putting all that inside the for loop does not look good. And also, I'm not incrementing name. I'm just seeing like if it's different. I mean, I guess it could do name equals prompt. Are you sure? I guess that works. Yeah, that could work. And then do nothing in here. It is not a very good way to do things. This was going to be showing an error, but turns out just showing you what to not do in for loops. Okay, now I will show you an actual error. I'll do for let I equals 0. I is greater than 20. Oh no, sorry. Keep doing that. I is less than 20. I plus equals 4 this time. Wait. Yeah, 4 can work. And then here I will cancel .log hello. Now, I've not written an error here, but I would like to ask you guys, how many times will I cancel .log hello?
5.
Okay, I hear someone says 5. Any more guesses or any more people who know the answer? Or just guesses you can put in chat or unmute.
5.
Okay, another 5.
4.
Okay, someone says 4. Any more here? Even if it's just a guess, you can throw it out. And let me see. My guess will be 1. My guess will also be 4, but I will say there is a possibility I'm also wrong. Let me go ahead and run it and see what happens. I get 5. Look at that. Here, let me take all these out and run again so you guys can see it.
Because of the 0.
There we go. I get 5. And yeah, let's go ahead and see exactly what is happening here. And in fact, for example, okay, let me show you guys some debugging here. If you want to see exactly what is happening every time the for loop runs, we can go ahead and inside the for loop, we will console.log I. This is called debugging. It was first the word itself was created by a woman who was like the first or like a big programmer back very long time ago. And she found a moth in like a computer when trying to figure out what was wrong, and she coined the word debugging. Basically, whenever you have something that is wrong or doesn't fit what you think would happen, for example, I thought it would happen 4 times. You go ahead and try to debug it to figure out what's going on, what is wrong. And what I'm doing here is every time it runs, I'm console.logging I. That way I can see exactly what is going on. I will now run it. And I can see, okay, the first iteration, let me try to make this bigger here so I can see the console. Wonder if there's a way. Okay, can you guys see the console? It's on the bottom left here. Oh, you know what? What if I, no. Okay, how well can you guys see the console down here? Is it fine? All right, I'm going to have to go with it. But if you see down here, the first run, or in programming lingo, the first iteration, I0. The first time I0, we all know that. Okay, console log hello. Now I plus equals 4, so we add 4 to I. We then get 4. So we do one more hello because 4 is less than 20. And then we do another 4. It is 8. We get another hello. That's our third hello. We go another 4. That's 12. That's our fourth hello. Another 4, which is 16, which is our fifth hello. So yeah, I did my math a little wrong there. But notice we only get to 16. We go from 0, that's our first hello, to 4, that's our second hello, to 8, third hello, or to 12, our fourth hello, to 16, which is our fifth hello. And after that, I equals 20, and 20 is not less than 20, and so we would not do the final hello. All right, and I will let you guys know that the purpose of the console.log when it comes to JavaScript is not to, say hello world and stuff. It is for the purpose of debugging. Basically, whenever you need to see, like, is this thing working? Is this code running? What is I every iteration? You can console.log I and see what is happening. All right. And with that, we'll go ahead and end class. Any questions about anything today? All right. In that case, we'll go ahead and end class. Thank you everyone for coming. Shoot, I am not pinned. There we go. Thank you everyone for coming to class today, and we'll have class same time next week, and hope you're able to learn something. Goodbye.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Have a nice day.
McDonald's
Bye.
Wi-Fi.
McDonald's good.
I hate hamburger.